everyone, this is Sons of the Forest channel. Today I'm going to tell you what I would like to see in Sons of the Forest, things we saw in the forest, and maybe something new. First of all, I start talking about enemies, new and old ones. In Trailer 2 we saw for the first time two mutants, Fingers and Twins. I'm not going to call Virginia mutant because I see her as an only or just a neutral character. As Alex said, we can interact with her in different ways. We can do anything with her, or we can scare her or help her. But what would I like to see in Sons of the Forest about enemies? A subwater mutant for sure. In the forest, the only one enemy you can find in the ocean is actually a shark. In my opinion, it was a waste. Sharks were just in some far area of the sea, and to avoid cannibals, you just had to go in the water, and they didn't follow you anymore. Also, sharks don't go near the coast, and cannibals can't leave it. So you can stay in water as long as you want if there is no shark. I really wish the return of Armsy. I think it's one of the best creatures ever created for a horror game. Just a few days ago I found this on Reddit. It's a creature invented by a digital programmer, not an Endnight, but Jesus, it was so similar to the Armsy. Look at how many hands it has. It's impossible, it's so awesome. I love it. I would like to see this in Sons of the Forest. This will be an upgraded Armsy. And Jesus, this is terrifying. Talking about Virginia, I think it won't return. I'm almost sure. Endnight employers have called the new girl with the same name. So I think there is no other Virginia to call. And lastly, Rhino. I don't know if this is his real name. I used to call it in this way. I enjoyed it, but I think it's not so important. It's fun, at some point difficult, but I don't think it will be a great loss. Also, I read on Reddit there are some people who would like to see a Serpent mutant. Oh god, I don't like snakes very much. That would be creepy. I really hate snakes. But at the same time, my fear would be a perfect weapon for Endnight. At the same time, this creature would be terrible, horrible, and terrifying. Horrible and terrifying is a great combination for a horror game. That would be awesome. One of the scariest horror game ever. Also, what about Cannibals? I really enjoyed the new ones we saw in Trailer 2, but I prefer those in Trailer 1. More similar to the forest, okay? These look like green elk cannibals, with a better AI for sure and better detailed, but physically, they look so similar to green elk ones. They're almost the same. I would like to see cannibals trying to understand weapons and modern tools, feeling confused to understand how they work. Briefly, cannibals approaching new items and things they don't know. That would be a great mechanics. And if we saw cannibals feeling scared in Trailer 2, I think seeing cannibals approaching new items is possible. It will be in-game. I'm not sure about this, but if Endnight will do this, I think that would be very great. Talking about the animals, we saw nothing about them. We just know, thanks to the second Q&A by Farket, maybe there will be decks, but what do I expect? For sure, return of deers, turtles, squirrels, and rabbits so. Also, yeah, maybe sharks, but used in a better way, I think. But we saw very few in the forest of enemy animals. So, animals who can attack you and they are hostile. Without counting sharks, we had just crocodiles and boars. I would like to see more of them, like bears, that would be awesome, as we saw in Raft. And I think they could also make more bird types, like eagles. We saw in Trailer 2 high snow mountains, so eagles and polar bears would be perfect if we can go there. And maybe I would like tigers, like in Grinnell and Ancestors. They are very aggressive animals, and I think that would be a really interesting fight with us. Now I want to talk about caves, in particular what I would like to do in caves. Like they said in the second Q&A by Farket, we will be able to dig in caves, but not every time, just in a specific area. But I would like to build in there. In the forest we were able to plant mushrooms in caves, but I think in Sons of the Forest it will depend on how the entrance will be, so we can take in logs. After seeing how realistic movements and building processes are in Sons of the Forest, I think that if they plan to make us build in caves, caves will have bigger entrances to make us enter with logs. I don't think we will use a bug where you can enter in caves and there is the classic animation we saw in the forest, and magically, without any reason, you still have the logo on your shoulders. I think in Sons of the Forest this will be fixed, and maybe they will do something more realistic to take the log in. Also, I want more types of light buildings without counting the light we can use from the start of the forest. In the forest, as buildings, we just had school lights. But I would like to see torches like this in Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus is the best game I ever played. Obviously, as they said, we will be able to use flashlights, thanks to solar panels I think, that are able, I imagine, to recharge batteries. I don't expect buildings like Minecraft caves dungeons, cause we are not here to dig everywhere and create our cave. Also, I don't know if I would like breaking stones. Rocks were able to be collected when you found them on a peninsula, and it was very common to find them. I just don't want it to become similar to Grounded and Minecraft mechanics, okay? I want the Sons of the Forest will be something special and unique. Now I want to tell you what I want to see about buildings. We saw in Trailer 2 a lot of structures we already had in the forest. Log cabinet, stake fences and a zipline were important in the first game. In Sons of the Forest I would like to see more buildings related to electricity. Solar panels are able to produce energy, so it will be interesting to see items we have to build to recharge batteries and the chainsaw, as Annette confirmed in the second Q&A with by Farket. But also, I want more electrical buildings. In the forest we were able just to build wood houses and villages, but nothing more. It was everything limited by wood and trees. I don't want to see a system like Rust or other games where you can upgrade walls and they magically change from wood to stone and from stone to another material. I just want more things to do with wood and maybe more materials like stone walls. Also, it would be awesome to have more sea buildings. In the forest we just have some projects about big or little boats and harbor bridges, but nothing else. Talking about the inventory, I don't know if I would like another system. The forest was one of the most perfect inventory I've ever seen. It was perfect and easy to understand and use. I saw a lot of realistic inventory like a Green Hell one, but it was too complicated and in layers. I'm sure they will give us an animation too, like we can see here in Metro Exodus. The character used to open his bag before the inventory hub appeared. At the same time, like in the forest, I hope every item will be seen immediately when you open your inventory. In Metro, this wasn't possible. You had to click on its icon and it was added to the weapon. I'm really curious to know how they will change it. Now, what about locations? We saw the lake, the river, the forest and snow areas in Trailer 2, and I really enjoyed them. Seeing how large is this map and how larger it is than the forest one from Side 2 map we saw in the forest ending, I expect maybe other locations and other areas to explore. I know it's almost impossible, but it will be interesting seeing a swamp location. There, the shovel could be more used, not just with wet earth after it rains. Also, that could be a good starting point to add more animals. Also, I expect more mountain locations. In the forest, we just had the snow one, and I think it could be interesting a completely bare mountain that, changing seasons, as confirmed by Ammonite itself, can be covered by snow in winter. If we see how realistic is Sons of the Forest AI process, I think we could see something interesting like the trees regrowing. In the forest, they grew just when you were not looking at them, but I also think it will be a long process. Also, I think if we will use the lighter again, like we have done in the forest, that was the first thing we got in our inventory from the beginning, there will be a more realistic ways to turn on lights, like take the lighter closer to a torch, such we did in the forest to set fire to a weapon. So, these are my thoughts about what we will see in Sons of the Forest and what I would like to see in it. I don't know if they will add everything I think it will be in the game, but if they will do this, wow. I think that could be really cool. So, what's your thoughts about this? You agree with me, or maybe you have some other thoughts and some other things to ask to Ammonite for the game? What would you like to see in this game? Everything you want, from the animals to the cannibals, mutants and other ones. And leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, share it, comment, and always remember, survive the forest.